Guys, about the abrupt ending of the. I didn't notice it. I can continue to play, but my the Mixer app completely crashed on the Xbox here, and it shut down the stream, and I didn't realize it because the chat window was still there, and I'm not really sure exactly why it did that. Um, it just decided to um, stop, and like I said, the chat window was still up and stuck in over the game, so I didn't realize that it completely stopped. So sorry about that. Um, Unfortunately, I did continue to play. Um, I managed to acquire the pieces for the battery charger, and I have that up and running. I also built a couple of new um, solar panels out there because I was starting to get a base drain here. I also added another locker here, and I I put some temporary lockers in here. These will be removed at some point. And I added um, the modification station in here temporarily so I could upgrade my fins and my tank. So I now have the ultraglide fins and the lightweight high capacity tank. Oh, and I also got the radio. I'd repaired the the radio after the mixer crashed in the last episode, and I got the a few life pods, and I got the compass now, so that'll make travel a bit easier. In fact, let's go turn off this scanner room. This is kind of distracting right now. There we go. Now I have acquired all of the um, pieces, the vehicle bay. Oh, where is it, Beastie? The upgrade console for the vehicles, so I can get the Seamoth deeper. I have not built it yet, but I will. And I've also gotten both pieces of the thermal plant while I was out hunting the upgrade console, and I actually got the filtration machine, which I have used. It's just, I don't know. It's kind of an iffy thing. It takes a whole room. It or not the whole room, but a panel in one of the big rooms. Aerogel, and right now rubies are. I don't have any, so I can't make the aerogel yet. I did acquire while I was down at one of the wrecks. I got lucky and I found a gel sack, and I hit it with my knife to get a spore from it, and then picked it itself so it would unlock the aerogel. And then I'll plant this in an outside planter once I get those unlocked, which is going to be the first thing we do today. Oh, I got another life pod. It sank to the bottom. 250 meters. I could probably I mean, because of the Seamoth goes to 200. But for now, I'm going to leave that turned off. The one and most important one right now is this guy right here, this LifePod 19 second officer, because this is going to lead us to some very, very, very important pieces of tech for the base. So I guess first thing off here, we should top off grab, because I had to eat one of my guys here while I was out. Oops. I have any salt stored in there? I did not. I got a piece of salt in there. Oh yes, I do. I did have one. So because I want to cure one of those fish for the trip. Let's cure him before I do anything else. Cure him. And then we'll cook the other two to top off our health here. Okay, good. And then we'll grab our coffees. And this may be one of the last times that we actually need these. I'm going to take a water with. Don't think I'm going to need it, but I'm going to take it anyway. I don't need this beacon with me. I want the scanner, the knife. I'm not going to need the Sea Glide either on the trip we're about to take. What I'm doing is maximizing inventory here. Okay, so I got one water, one cured food, and what we have is we've got this second officer's pod. Oh, yipes, I need my repair tool because my sub's really busted. Sub, leave the repair tool behind. Hoping that won't be a mistake. Yeah, here we go. It's all nice and topped off now. Oops. Oh, the battery charger. Dope. Alright, let's see what we got here. 84%. You know what? Let's just go ahead and top off the batteries here. 96. Oh, what the hey. I'll go ahead and throw those on charge, and they'll be fully charged when we come home. Now we're now all set. Got everything I need. Let's see the water. Top everything off. Because this life pod that we're going to should ultimately result in us finding a location. I'm trying to be vague, not to spoil it ahead of time. Okay, 100% solid. So this life pod, in fact, I'll go ahead and play the oh, it's in the radio. It's dope. That's the one.
This is Officer Keane in Light Pod 19. The captain is gone. I have assumed command. The last thing the captain did was give me coordinates for dry land. We regroup 1.5 kilometers southwest of the crash site. Stay together and good luck. This message will now repeat.
Rendezvous coordinates corrupted. Transmission origin coordinates downloaded.
Okay, so the coordinates that the first officer was trying to send got corrupted. So we need to go to his life pod location, which the PDA recorded for us, and that's where we're headed now. It's sitting in 300 feet of water, but again, this sub can go to 200, and then we can easily swim the last 100. Especially even without the sea glide. And maybe, just maybe, this will be the last stream that I do with this Xbox here. I ordered it a while back, but I've been sick out of work, so I haven't.
Warning, maximum depth reached. Hull damage imminent.
There we go. Alright, this is as low as we can go with this one, so we'll swim the rest of this. Anyway, this should be the,
100 meters.
hopefully the last
Oxygen
stream
efficiency decreased.
on this Xbox, and then I will have a
Oxygen efficiency greatly
Xbox
decreased.
One X. Popped in. Let's get our data pad out here. Ultra high capacity. Yeah, I'll take. Oh, I'm so needing that. Okay, do we have a? There it is.
Signal location uploaded to PDA.
Awesome. Nope, there's anything else. No.
Integrating new PDA data.
There's another PDA.
Keane, this is Aurora. Come in.
This is Keane.
30
Light pod
seconds.
detached, okay? Planet fall in 30 seconds.
The computer has identified a landmass at the attached coordinates. I want you to regroup the crew there.
Understood, but
They are your responsibility now. Don't let them down.
Captain, you need to evacuate.
Negative. You'll need the ship in one piece if you're going to contact HQ on the long range. I'm attempting a controlled descent.
Captain!
Guess that whole controlled descent didn't work out so well. I don't see anything else down here. However, I think, but I'm not sure. I'll top off here. I thought I caught a glimpse. Ah, I did. This is a gel sac that I picked up. You need these to make aerogel, and they also make an excellent bioreactor fuel. Let's see, do we have anything else? Any more rubies? Yeah, we do. These are actually easier to find at night because they glow. And again, we need those for the aerogel.
30 seconds.
Alright. Skedaddle out of here.
Oxygen.
That's once we picked up the rubies, which I had forgotten we're in here. And there's our rendezvous point. Oops. Smack this up. And we can repair this up while we're at home too. Okay, so we now have the waypoint. I got a I picked up a data pad that gives me the jelly shroom Degrassi habitat. We'll find out more about them later. But we're going to head over there to the dry land point because there are some very important things that we need to acquire from there, which will completely eliminate our need for the coffee dispensers and trying to chase fish for food. We will also acquire some base pieces while we are there.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Then once we get back, we'll begin to acquire base building materials, and we'll start upgrading the starter base to a much larger, much more spacious base, which is going to involve tearing all of this stuff out and moving it. Just topping off my water once here. And when we get back, things from the island, the coffee will be a... Oh, I'm just gonna fix this up. Oh, heck with it, 84%, we're good.
All systems online.
Okay, so we're going to change that marker. That's going to be an important marker to see. Dry land, so that's going to be our important marker. And then we just visited 19 here, so I'm going to use the cyan color to mark that I have visited it and looked in the area. Here we go with the B again. There. Much easier to see. Okay. So we're going to head off this direction. Basically, all we need is our knife and our scanner for this trip. Because we're going to be up on land, the sea glide's kind of worthless, and takes up a whole lot of space. We don't need extra oxygen tanks because again we're going to be up on land. There's the first signs of it. And we'll give it a moment to load. Trust me, it's much bigger than that. Loading the island yet. This is pretty big. Okay, our rendezvous point is not out here as one might expect. Pretty good size. And it is rather unique in that you can see it's a floating island. I mean, it's not actually attached to the seabed. It's the island itself is actually floating. So we're gonna duck underneath here, and don't worry, the 200-meter level for the sub is plenty. We'll go ahead and scan these guys. Just for the sake of scanning them. We don't really need them for anything.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
But it's nice to go ahead and scan stuff and get a complete encyclopedia. And perhaps eventually there will be an achievement for scanning every possible thing. I don't know. I don't know what the achievements are going to be. The game is still in pre-release, so there are no achievements. They're not listed anywhere. All right. Don't want to show you that. Should be loading. Come on. Anyway, we're going to park here. The place we wanted to be is on this beach. Oh, good looking.
Picking up multiple energy signatures on the island's surface.
There we go. So here's the rendezvous point data pad.
Integrating new PDA data.
We have to board the Aurora, repair the long-range comms, make contact with the other survivors. We can't be the only two that made it.
Those are not the orders the captain gave me, and they are not the orders I'm giving you.
This isn't chain of command,
Okay.
it's survival.
My obligations
So
as
here we
acting
are,
commander
we're on the
don't
island.
turn on their convenience. Get out of the water.
If I get into trouble, I'll send you my coordinates.
I can't let you go alone.
Then come with me.
You don't leave me much choice.
Received emergency transmission from Second Officer Keane, 2 hours after last activity.
Rendezvous was a failure. Intercepted a transmission from Altera HQ. Seems they sent a data package to the Aurora. We were intercepted by a Leviathan-class Predator before we could reach the ship. Consider the CTO and I lost at sea. Be safe. Keen. Out.
Okay. Here's one of the things that we can scan. It looks nice, so we're gonna grab that. And this is why why I cleared out the inventory, because we're going to be picking a bunch of stuff to bring back with us. I mean, we can always come back to the island again, but it's nice to go ahead and collect everything and get out of here in one piece, and preferably do this in one trip. So here we are, dry land, our first opportunity to actually walk instead of swim in the game, unless you kind of cheated ahead and headed here in the first place. But in this playthrough, yes, I know exactly where this island is. In this playthrough, I was kind of following the storyline best I can without jumping ahead. So we're going to grab a sample of this guy. And we don't need all of those. We just need one. So now we got some exploring to do on land. It kind of feels nice to not be swimming for a change and not having to focus on, you know, a full 3D movement. Here is one of the other, these two guys here, the other important plant from here. As you can see, these samples are edible, and they provide a slightly more water than food content. And you can get several from the same plant. So we're going to eat some of these, kind of top everything off. But we're going to make sure that we keep at least one sample. I mean, there's plenty of these. They're all over the island. So I mean, here's more over here. So one of the places we're going to work toward is up there. And there is another one on the, it's kind of hard to see with it inside this jungle area. There's one up there, and then there's one on the opposite end of the island. On the other, the Ming plant. This is inedible. Again. However, it's kind of cool looking. Take back with us. We have a Ming sample to take back with us and plant. And things are fairly easy to navigate on the island. Most of the important places are kind of connected by these dirt trails. Here's another one of the scannable items. Okay, so we'll grab a sample of that and take with us. And as you can see, it's inedible. And I see right up on top of the ridge here. See if we can let us jump. Here's another one. This, as well as I believe, is also inedible. However, kind of a nice. Did I get one? Or did I get something else? I don't think I got anything. I think it's hitting on this fern I'm standing in front of. Oh, usually I like to take the spores because they take less inventory space. Oh, that was only a one spot anyway. Heck with it. Okay, so we need to work up there. We've already got those. And there's 3 important places to visit on this island. 3 bases. Ridge it is that goes up there. I think it's that one. Once we get up there a little bit higher, we'll find the trail. Oh, heck, we're here. I was going to go up there first, but you can now. The other one is right up here. The one we're going to next is there, but you know what? Sun's setting. You know what? This is the 3. One up there, one in the valley, and one up there. But it just got dark, and there's critters down there, and they're kind of hard to see in the dark. So we're gonna spend the night heading up here. And hopefully we'll hit that valley one by around daybreak. So in essence, it's just a matter of following these trails. They kind of wind back and forth. Get us up here. Okay, there are a few scannable items here. This is one of them. This will give us a bulkhead, which we can put inside the base. We can lock off sections, and it also adds structure.
New blueprint acquired.
Affected water, I'll take that. Data pad here.
This is the first time I've seen sunlight in months. After all that time in the deep, I'd been dreaming of it. Now that I'm back here, I'm finding it hard to
Here's
enjoy
another
alone.
important thing to
Father
work on.
was right. We should never have left this place. We shouldn't have gone so deep. They do not want us down there. Despite my best efforts, ill health is taking hold of me. The visions are getting worse. Marguerite and Father are now part of the ecosystem of this incredible planet. It's reassuring to know that when I go, I'll join them. Until then, well, there's always the view.
So I guess this is the final resting place of him. So anyway, I'll use my light here. So what we need to focus on, we need to make very sure we get this planter here, the planter itself, and the room that it's in. And there are some. We've already got the pink flower back here already, but we don't have this fern, and we don't have this lantern tree yet. So we'll need to get those scanned and sampled. So we're going to get the grub here. We'll scan that. And as you can see, I don't think it's digestible. It's edible. Grab a sample. And we'll grab a sample of fern. Scan it. We want the bed itself, so we can build the bed. Hey, now we have interior grow beds.
Acquired.
Okay, and we want the lantern tree. And we want to, I'm going to pick a couple of these fruit while we're here. We'll use these to top off our health and water. But like the other inventory full. Like the other plants, we're to take home. You can see these give more food. Oh, that's dumb. I'm dropping them instead of eating them. Oh, I'm an idiot. It's alright. There's tons of them here. As you can see, they give more food than water, so they're a good match with the bulbo fruit, the bulbo tree, which gives more water than food. So between these two trees kind of complement each other fairly nicely. And now you see why I cleaned out my inventory completely, so I'd have room to grab these up and eat them. So we're not going to eat this last one because we're pretty topped off. The last thing before we leave is we want to get the whole room. So basically we're scanning the whole room. Okay, that.
Blueprint acquired.
Okay, we unlocked the bulkhead here. we unlocked the indoor grow bed. These pots I got out of some wrecks, as well as the plant shelf over here. I think that's it from this one. Oh, the spotlight. I forgot about the spotlight. It was dark when I came up here, so go. And now we have a spotlight.
Blueprint acquired.
And that is in the exterior building stuff. Here she is. So now you can build that on your base right above your door, and it will sit right up here. Okay, that's everything from here, and the other place we're going is literally right there, but we're going to go back down in the valley here and catch that one right there while it's daylight. And as far as I'm concerned, this particular base here has the most valuable piece, most valuable food item in the game. Oh, I hear the spiders. I hate the spiders. Normally I deal with them with the grav rifle, but the grav rifle takes too much. Wanted me to scan. Oh, oh, because I'm standing on it. Dope. Oh, there. I hear him. There's another one close. I don't know where he is. I saw movement over here. Yeah, normally I use the grav rifle for these guys. Because you can just suck them and chuck them out and they're gone. But the grav rifle takes too many inventory slots. Alright. I hear him. I know he's here. Let's go ahead and scan this guy over here. Get him on record. Where the heck is he? Anyway, here's our exterior grow bed. This we build on the platforms or on dry land outside the base. The one I scanned earlier, you build indoors. We're going to scan potato, which is not necessarily my favorite food in the game, but these guys are these marble melons. These are indeed my most favorite. Wow, really? How's about you hit the melon? Thank you. No? There we go. Okay, we got 4 seeds. Excellent. And I'm going to keep those 4 unless I run short of inventory. We'll pick this guy up here. And where's our melon? As you can see, he gives 12 food and 14 water. So that guy right there is a very valuable item to bring. The potato, not my 3 water. I prefer the melon myself. But to each his own. We've got a sample of it anyway. We're going to bring it back. I probably won't plant it in this game. I'll just throw it in a chest, and it's okay. This stuff is going to spoil before you get it back. See, this is already rotten. It's okay. You can't eat it, but you can still plant it, and it will grow. So don't worry about the food aging before you get it back. Now I think we've lucked out here, and yes we have. We've got a piece of the stasis rifle. Excellent. sometimes there's a second one out here. I don't see a second piece of it out here. Rats. We're going to go ahead and get this interior wall planter. You can't plant anything in them, they're purely decorative. But they do kind of green up your office. Grab this data.
Son,
Play that.
I said wait for the storm to pass. Your life's more valuable to me than a plant patch.
You stopped being in charge when the ship you were captaining sunk.
I'll stop being in charge when you take charge of yourself.
Say, Chief. Chief,
What?
do you know how to drain those grow beds of 40 tons of stormwater? Or how to conjure food from the air?
I know how to prioritize.
I'm just saying, if that's so, what's your boy's life worth to you today? If tomorrow you're gonna be so hungry you start wondering what he tastes like, let him go deal with the plants.
Son, go deal with the plants.
Bard, Torgo has disembarked the habitat.
Interfere with my family again, and when rescue arrives, I will leave you here. Do you understand me?
No rescue coming, Chief. Not in time. No staying here neither. This rain keeps falling, sooner or later this place will be buried. Only choice we got is whether to get buried with it.
I was waiting till that one ended.
Chief's log, 5 weeks since the crash.
There we go.
The only other survivors are my son, Bart, and Maida, the cut-price mercenary I commissioned for the journey. After days drifting in the life pod, rain hammering on the roof, the weather cleared and we washed up here. I had Maida salvage the Degazi wreck, set Bart to finding us a stable source of food. His education is paying off sooner than I'd anticipated. Our only problem is Maida. She says the weather's going to turn. I say she's finding excuses to risk our lives. I imagine she's not gonna weaken her life without a physical altercation, and she's itching for a fight. In every judgment she makes, things go from bad to worse. If she had my experience... Humans have spent millennia specializing in how to shackle nature to our will. This planet won't cause us any new problems. My one task now is to keep us alive, as comfortably as possible, until the insurance company arranges rescue. In this part of space, that could be months, or even years.
Okay, so the room we're in now is the multi-purpose dome room here, and we want to scan the whole room. Okay, so now we can build that guy.
Blueprint acquired. New blue.
And that's under base module. That's this big room here. And that's the guy that's going to make life a lot easier. I'm going to go ahead and scan this purple tablet. And grab that. I know it looks huge, but it fits in one slot. Another
What is that thing?
data
I
log.
don't know. I found it outside in the sand.
Part of another ship?
None I've ever seen.
It's not even scratched.
Don't fool around with it. It might be worth something.
Stand down, Chief. If it were gonna crumble to dust, it would have done so when I picked it up.
It's glowing.
We're not the first people to come to this planet.
People. Maybe. Could be aliens. Could be the damn sea monsters for all we know. One thing for sure, we ain't gonna find out by staying here.
Through that tunnel. Yep, he was they were talking about that data tablet that we just picked up, that purple tablet. Go back up the trail. Get up top here. There, now, gas. So we're heading up there now. Now there is I think there's 4 of those exterior grow beds with more of those melons and other vegetables in them. But we don't really need them. We only need 1 sample of each because we can propagate it as many as we need from those. Okay, and if you missed it at the other wreck, you can always scan the door here again. Inside. Now I got more pots from other wrecks, but if you have not gotten any, now's your chance to get an indoor pot to plant these melons. Go ahead and pick that guy. And where are you? I swear I picked him. Oh, it was a small one. Gotcha. Wouldn't munch on that. And there's a data pad out here.
Integrating new.
This island is a god's. No predators. Fresh food.
And if you haven't got a
No
desk
building
or the
materials,
chair,
nothing left of the
you
ship.
can go and scan those. And
Kid
again,
says we're gonna
the
starve
observatory
without more grow beds.
dome here.
Speak up, kid.
It's true, Father. The natural growth rates are too
So
slow
this
for
would have been their
usable.
first base, I believe.
All I'm saying is, ocean's got us surrounded. No use hiding. Sooner or later,
I
we'll
don't think
get
there's
our
anything
feet
else out here.
The rest
Nope.
of your life may have been a fight, Maida, but I've made my decision. You want to forfeit your emergency pay to take a swim? Go ahead.
Believe me, I'm thinking on it.
Okay, so basically we have everything that we came to get on the island. We have the Wobo tree sample. We have the lantern fruit, the Chinese potato, and I'm bringing back 4 marble seeds, marble melon seeds to plant. For decorative plants, we brought back the Jaffra cup, the fern, the grub basket, the pink cap, the speckled rattler, and our voxel shrub. So we've got all plant samples from everything on the island, and as you can see, what I've got 4 slots left. So that's why I didn't pack along a bunch of stuff I knew I wasn't going to need, because I wouldn't have room for everything in one trip. So doing it this way, coming out here fairly stripped down, bringing only what I actually needed. Flashlight, optional but handy. Absolute must, a knife, and then the scanner. Didn't need anything else. Don't need oxygen tanks. Don't need the propulsion rifle or any of that mess. Don't need a sea glide because you're not in water. Again, sun's setting, so these trails are going to get iffy. Oh, I went down. Doggone it, I wasn't supposed to go down. Yeah, well, we'll swim. Screw it. Yeah, really, really, really hard to get back out. And yes, there's a land bridge there that you can go across, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Our sea moth is right here. Not a big deal. I mean, it wasn't hard. Okay. We've got everything from the island we need.
Captain.
Time to head home. And preferably not die. You know, I don't know if those are scannable. Yep, they are. Coral shell blades. Oh, those are the same ones from home. Just with a different texture. Alright. These guys. Now these ruins that we just visited were from the inhabitants of the ship called the Degrassi, which crashed on this planet a long time ago, and obviously had at least some survivors, and they constructed those bases. And in one of the data pads, one of the guys was talking about starting a new base. Deep down, and that's it right down there. I haven't gone to it yet, but I got it from a data pad inside the Jelly Shroom caves. We may or may not visit that in this episode. Probably not, but maybe. So I want to focus on rebuilding the base. Lovely beverage. Mountain Dew today. Pull up here, she'll rotate.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
And we're back. Awesome. So before we do anything, we're going to store these guys. And we'll worry about planting them later. And that guy. And what we're going to do is we're going to start our crop of these marble melons right away. So we will have a food source while we're rebuilding the cave, or rebuilding the, get off. While we're rebuilding the base here. We need our base construct. And we're gonna need some titanium. I think I pulled all of them out of here. Yep. Yep. So we'll grab a few titanium here. Oh, why don't we just build them along here for now. Now remember those indoor round pots that I told you to scan? So there's one, and then these two came out of wrecks that I found, pieces of the Aurora. And all of these are the same size. All of them will hold 4 slots. And you can plant in all 4 of them. You cannot plant in the plant shelf. You can plant in the indoor bed, but we just don't have room to put an indoor bed yet. So any one of these slots, or pots, whichever one you fancy, build that. They consume the same materials and hold the same amount of plants. So we're gonna build 4 of those right along here, just out of the way. We're going to move all this stuff later. So this is all temporary. But I want to get those crops growing, because that's going to be our survival crop. We're no longer going to be fishing. We're no longer going to be reliant on the coffee machines for water. Once we get a crop, 4 of these pots filled with marble melons will take you from complete starvation, taking damage, to 100% health, or 100% full food and water. 3 of them will take you from near starvation or near dehydration. So I always build 4, and that will always be more than I will need. And you can plant 4 marble melon seed in your first pot. And once these grow, what you'll do is you'll hit the first melon out of the pot with your knife. That will give you 4 seeds. Then you will pick and eat the other 3 from the pot and replant the 4 seeds. And at that point you have infinite food. Okay, so we're going to grab, hopefully I've got enough titanium here to construct all the base pieces I want. Grab some more here. We're going to deconstruct the hatch. Another quartz, so I can put a hatch on the outside first before I just deconstruct this one. Okay. So when I built this base, I don't know if you guys were following along with episode 1. The reason I put the entrance of the base way over here and the platform way over here is because we're going to now be able to build the multi-purpose room right here next to the platform. Between the platform, and see how it would normally connect to that piece there. And I'm going to have to remove that. I'm going to have to remove this first. So let's decon that. Otherwise we'll lose the mats, which big deal. Okay, so we're going to attach onto here. And this room is 3 units wide. And when I built the initial base, I spaced 3 tubes back from that platform. So now we have our main room.
It may be prudent
now we
to
can
separate
build
work and leisure spaces to maximize productivity. Treat this space as your home, but never forget that it is not.
Yeah, it is our home for the immediate future. Grab a spot of air right here. Okay. So see now how we have this hatch convenient right here, right close by, and everything's all lined up. And what we're going to do now is deconstruct everything that's inside this piece, and this piece. We're going to remove everything from in there, and we're going to move it into this new room here. So by starting out with this space here, see, if I had built all this stuff right here, I would have to build a new base piece and move all the stuff into it, and then build this piece, and then move all of it back. So that's 2 moves instead of 1. So by doing a little bit of planning ahead and leaving us 3 base units, or 3 standard tubes, like these are the standard tubes here, leaving 3 of those here in front, we had room for this new room to drop right into place. Okay, so as you can see, we have the nice, big and spacious new room. Alright, so let's get the batteries out of here. And let's deconstruct this. We'll get the mats back for that. Okay, good. And I typically put the battery charger right inside the door, just to make life easy. So we can make our battery charger again. Oops. He's over here. And I'm going to put him up high. And the reason I'm putting him up high is because I have the power cell charger, but I just got the rubies for it, so we'll be able to construct that. So I'll just tag that right there. And then I want to build a locker here to store batteries and things like that in. Okay, so extra batteries and everything will live in here, and eventually I'll build my first aid kit, a generator, a locker, and a radio here on this wall. Let's see, I need to build an equipment locker right up here. I usually have that right next to the exit hatch here. Why is that not? There she goes. There. And that's for my extra equipment. So then when I'm leaving, I can grab all my extra equipment out of here. Okay. I'm going to need to free up a bunch of inventory before I can move these. Are melons grown yet? Nope. Hopefully they'll grow before we need them. Let's go ahead and deconstruct our fabricator. Deconstruct our coffee machines. We don't need those. Remember, we can build these back anytime, anywhere we want. And these yield nothing but titanium because that's all they were built with. Oh, inventory full. Okay. I gotta dump some of this titanium. I'll fill this locker up. And we'll drop off that quartz in here. Don't need that. And we can keep depositing in here. There. You know what? I don't remember what the fabricator requires. 1 titanium. Okay, let's go ahead and build that guy back first. Titanium. There. And we can finish deconstructing this guy. There we go. Okay, fabricator usually lives right here above the door. This way I can move that put a trash can in here. I can do just about anything else underneath it here now. If I'd put it lower down, then that would block stuff here. I want to build a couple of storage bins. Should have kept the quartz. That was dumb. Okay. Nope, not yet. Probably going to be drinking a couple of waters to start with, just to carry us over. Okay, let's see if we can get this guy in here. Probably the best we're going to do with that. Don't think we can get, because there's a invisible area that's around the fabricator. I don't think we can get enough room between these guys to get a wall mounted one. Tag that and see if we can get a wall mounted between them. I don't think so. No. Wrong one. So we'll leave some space at the edge over there. Let's move you. There. Take you down. And we'll move you closer. Maybe, just maybe, we'll get a modification station in here. I've never been able to get it in there. Never thought about doing it sideways until just now. This doesn't really matter if it's frontwards or sideways, does it?
Seek fluid intake immediately.
Yep, she'll fit. Oh, sweet. Okay, marble melon's done yet? Nope. We have plenty of water in here. We've got our... We even had water with us. I tend to keep these large bottles for trips. Okay, well, our reliance on these is almost over. Let's grab a couple of these guys. Top off our food. Got used to the fabricator sitting there. You see that? So we'll go ahead and cook a couple of these Reginalds. That should hold us over until those marble melons grow. We're all 100% now. Okay, let's go deconstruct that modification station that sits out here. I built it out here just temporarily, just so I could get some upgrades done. There we go. Got all the parts from that. Now we can complete this guy. There. Perfect. Now we have our fabricator and our modification station all nice. Still get our cabinets. We'll start lining some more cabinets here. I don't think I can get one all the way in the corner. Nope. It's just not going to let me. It's a really bizarre. I mean, you can put them side by side, see how close those are. But if you get them on an angle, I mean, I would have thought I could like tuck this guy right up in here, but you can't. It has a really bizarre hitbox on these things. I mean, you can put them all the way in the corner of the room if there's nothing else there. But these are a little bit too wide to fit 3 across on each of these walls. I wish they had made this model just a little bit narrower than it is, so that you can get 3 on every room side. But they didn't, so we gotta make do. Come on. We're just green. We should be able to get another one here, yep. And hopefully that will leave us enough room on this next wall for 3 of them. And see how I'm just tagging these just to get them started, and that gets the hitbox in place. So then I know that I can get these in and say I'm not going to get 3 across here. See how that doesn't fit. So I usually end up on this wall. I usually end up with again, putting it up high lets you put things underneath it. Come on, turn green guy. Oh, really? There, and oops, wrong one. That guy. That'll let us get the maximum use out of this wall here. There. And then we still might be able to fit one up here. Nope. Because it's in the corner, it's not going to let us do it. Not without overhanging the door. Oh. Oh, just. Awesome. Okay. Let's go ahead and... what am I missing? Oh, titanium. I'm going to need quartz for those guys. Now imagine having to do this twice. That's what a little bit of pre-planning does for you. Get off, thank you. The one thing I hate about these particular cabinets, you can't label them. Only ones you can label. Really? Just build it. I don't want to open it, thank you. The only ones you can label are these wall lockers. Okay. So this will basically be our construction side of the room here. On this side. And I need to get some planters built in here. For our melons. In fact, I should go check on those. Speaking of which... yeah, see, we can pick one now. Now, this is going to be unusual because I want to populate these pots. So I'm going to hit 2 of these with my knife, giving me 8 seeds. And I'm going to pick 2 of them and eat those 2. I'm just going to top me back off again. And I'll plant the 4 in there. And now I have 4 for the next pot. And I'll do that again on each of these. And then once these grow up, I'll get 8 seeds from this one, 8 seeds from this one, and then we'll have all 4 completely populated. And we'll be all good then. Okay. I think I want to build food locker and water lockers here. And then I can put the plants underneath. So we're going to build these wall lockers on this side. And again, we're building up high so that we can build underneath it without any obstructions. I think we can get 4 of these guys across here. Man. Wrong trigger. Oh, come on, please. Are you serious? Because of that corner when I wasn't able to fidget it close enough together. Yeah, it's not going to let me. Rats. That's alright. Just build it, please. Thank you. I'll put a pot here with a lantern plant, maybe, because he's tall. All right, we'll make this one food. And you can't see the keyboard, but I'm typing in food. And we'll change that to yellow. Oh, you know what? I'm going to use these two as equipment. So I'll make this one the food locker. This one, the water locker. Here, food, water again. There. Now we've got, oh, I didn't label this one. It's going to be power. And I think that's everything. Start migrating stuff. Jumbled together right now. Don't think I can get these in there. Nope. All right, those will go in our equipment locker. That. That one. Let's just drop our tools for now. Throw the batteries and cells in here. And this is kind of my catch-all locker that I usually end up throwing in just miscellaneous stuff in. There's second equipment locker. Take that guy. And our extra O2 tank out of here. Let's see if we can decon these now. So it's not going to let you tear them apart until you empty them. Put our extra tank in here. Well done. Good. I guess start migrating our titanium over, so we can start emptying these lockers. That's empty. That's empty, so we can decon that. Let's see what we got. Yeah, made it. Awesome. Despite what you may think, I usually don't put my titanium in here because you don't use it a whole hell of a lot in here later in the game. Usually these end up being my titanium lockers over here. Close, but they don't have to be right next to the fabricator. More often than not, you're going to be gobbling up copper and silver and stuff like that for fabricating stuff later in the game. Early, you use a whole ton of them. And then I usually make these my crystals and stuff, my lesser used materials. And I'm going to get some out of those lockers down there. Just pull stuff out of here. Yeah. What I have left in here. Oh. Take this guy apart, and then we'll move the contents of those over. That one's don't look ready yet. So this is where usually use a whole ton of quartz and copper and lead to a certain extent. Put my prefabbed things in here like glass and copper wire, and I'll frequently store the extra shelf plates and odds and ends in there. We can drop off these. Oops, I forgot to put the silver in. Nope, not yet. Okay, what do we have in here? That was our samples. Okay, there's our rubies. Grab those. Grab all the goodies out of here. I'll leave. Oh. I'll leave those plant samples over there. We're going to use our commonly used stuff in here, but the stuff we don't need that super often. Lead, add that in there. That was bizarre. Okay, we got our prefab stuff over. I think we've got everything stripped out of here except for the food and water. Not yet. I'll leave the plant material in here, and I kind of consider this a plant. I think it is because it grows. Decon these. Okay, we've definitely got everything past this cleaned out. We didn't put anything in that hallway. Nothing in that hallway, so we should be able to deconstruct that T. Those are kind of rare use items. Drop off our water. There we go. A little bit of titanium that we picked up from those chests, and I think that's everything, guys. close. Not quite, but close. Yeah, I think we can... I'm going to grab some... Didn't fill up one chest before I started on the other one. Okay, I'm going to grab some titanium out of here. I think we've got enough to go ahead and do what I want. First things, we're going to see if it will let us deconstruct this. It's not letting us. Why? It's going to let us do this one. This one. I don't expect it to let us do this one. I don't understand why. What do we have left in here we're missing? Alright, well let's go ahead and rip this guy out. Need him for now. Need him for now. We don't need him for now. I know we can't rip this guy out yet because we got the plants in there. I don't understand why it's not letting me take this guy. What are we missing? Let's see. It's nothing on top. Okay. What did we miss in that room? What did we miss?
Welcome aboard,
in that
Captain.
room? There's nothing in here. Oh, I bet you it's this locker. I'll bet you money it's that locker right there. Alright, well, let's build temporary locker. Right here. We'll put it back later. And we'll yank everything out of here and make sure. Oh, it is empty. Oh, wrong locker. There we go. I didn't think I... There. Will it let us do it now? Probably not with us standing in it. That would be kind of weird, huh? Deconstruct a room you're standing in. We're gonna need to swap batteries on this tool. Oh yeah, see now it let us rip it apart. Okay. Now, will it let us, without tearing out this tube, build a room on here? Dang it. I should have moved those planters further down. I'm mad now. Mad I did that. Should have moved the planters further down. That was dummity-dum-dum. Alright. Ooh. So not enough. Two. Yeah, I gotta get rid of some of this titanium. I can drop it in here temporarily. To now deconstruct those. I'll bet you that's what was keeping it from letting it go. I'm gonna get these pots going first, so they have time to mature by the time we actually need them. So we'll build our pots again. That went too far out. Let's get that guy back to the wall. Beauty. All right. Good. More better. Let's go get our titanium out of here. To build stuff in here, because we have an easy entrance. Okay, there. Deconstruct. Excuse me. Deconstruct this now. Check. And we can build our next big room right in here. See how that sits right between there? Nice. Beauty. And everything's all nice constructed. Everything's all connected. Awesome. And then our next, I want to build another one out here, straight in front. Let's see, make sure we get straight in front here. I think that's where we want it. Yep, that's where I want it. Awesome. See, we still have 14.3 on our base for strength, so we're still good. And I'm going to put another. Did I bring enough? I did. I'm going to put another one on top. Now, you may not be aware. You can put these side by side like this. You cannot put them on the 45s. You can also stack on top, making a second floor, or underneath, making another floor underneath. And even if it has legs, it's okay. You can construct here, and it will rebuild the legs for you. But I want to build up top here, And that's usually where I tend to put my... now see, because we built above water, the hit for the base wasn't as bad as building one of these. So now we need to build a ladder to go up. And it'd be dumb to put it right in front of our... If it even let us. No, it's not going to let us because of the things. It would be dumb. I don't know why it lets us put it here, because that would just be really irritating. We can put it here, another really irritating spot, because we'd be constantly having to go around it. So we have no choice but to put it here. The last place we could put it is in the center, but that would consume all the floor space right here in the center on both rooms. Now I'm going to get some more titanium, and I want to build up some pots because I want to move those plant samples. As you can see, we have now our junction back again. This is where those T's were. We originally were living in, and we've moved all our construction out here. This will be kind of an auxiliary room, and then at some point when I get a chance out here, I want to build an alien containment facility right here so I can start breeding the Reginalds. Instead of having to chase them. And I can also raise eggs. And now that this hangs out well into the deeper water, I can put a porthole out here and bring... I'll probably have a second floor on here underneath, where I can bring up the... Like I was saying before, you can put rooms underneath, and since the Cyclops entrance and exit is way below it, so I would have an external hatch extending out this way from that base module. So then I have this deep water here to park the Cyclops in. And then I can pull the Cyclops at surface level up, right up to the base right here. And then when you get out of the Cyclops, you're actually down here, or pretty close to it. So then I would have an entrance right here to the base, and then obviously a ladder up. So that's my plan. Actually, you know what?
Welcome aboard, Captain.
I think I will go ahead and put porthole in place. Oh, it's not going to let me until I build that room. Do I have enough titanium? Yes, I do. There. Now it will let me tag the porthole. Now, you can put portholes on the 45s, but you cannot build these base constructor pieces on the 45s. You can only build them on the 90s. So I could extend out this way, but I can't, there's no way to snap it or connect it to this panel right here. You can, like I said, however, put portholes there, which is kind of weird that it lets you actually put those on the 45s. See, it'll go on the 45s. It's kind of weird, but that's not where I want it. I'm gonna tag it there. I'll know where remember where I had planned to put it. Now, I think I have enough quartz. I gotta see. How much quartz do I have? 1, 2, 3. Oh, brilliant. Okay, I want some glass. And by the way, you can go like far more than just one story. I mean, you can go many stories up. But just as a reference, see these panels with the gray squares on them? Those are the ones that you can attach the pipes or other base connections to. These with the solid panels, you cannot. Except, you know, like for portholes. And to that end, I'm going to add windows to the ones that I can't build on, because I can always build out this way, and out that way. But it's nice to have a little view out. Know what I mean? And since we're right at surface level, it's still counting against the base structure. I'm going to build up one more level, and then that will likely be my bedroom up here, one more level up. And I can fully glass that. Once you're out of the water level, windows no longer degrade base performance. So the next story up, out of here, above here, will be completely out of the water, so it will not count against the base structure, nor will any windows that I add to it. But in here, I intend to begin to lay out some of the plants, and I want backup melons, and then I want to establish, I think I'll put the lantern tree right here and a bulbo tree right here, so that I've got my a nice food supply right inside the door. So for that, I'm going to need a little more titanium. So I'm going to need planters for that. All right, so let's get the indoor planter for the trees. Just for grins, let's use a different pot for these. Doesn't really matter. They're exactly the same size. There. Okay, let's go grab those plant samples. Because that goes outside in the water. The rest of these go indoors. Put the lantern fruit, I think, here. And what the bulbo? Yeah, we'll put the lantern. Yeah, we'll put the lantern. We can always switch it later if we want. And the bulbo. Okay, and we'll let those grow. Now let's build. Now the problem with the indoor grow bed is it's big. So I tend not to use it a whole lot. It kind of fills up the room too much, and it also makes it a little difficult to get to some of the plants that's in it. However, I'm going to put one in here, and then I can get all these guys growing in it Well, the big guys anyway. Oh, well, all but one. Guess I'm gonna have to put a second one in, which I hate doing. Oh, really? Oh, I'm out of power. Whoops. This is why we have the battery charger and the extra batteries. Swap battery. And throw that one on charge. Bada bing. There we go. There we are. Now we can get that one, and then these decorative ones in there. And I'll migrate most of this stuff into individual pots once the base expands. Whoa, are you lost or what? Why are you in here? Why is a fish in here? Wow, aren't you special? Okay, little guy. Off you go. We don't need you. Because we have food supply. Yeah, see now we have all the marble melons are completely raised. They're ready to go. These guys are growing. So you'll be able to pick lantern fruit, not the tree, but the fruit itself, infinitely off of this tree. The bulbo tree you can whack with a knife quite a few times. I've never actually counted how many before it actually destroys. But on the last time, you get seeds. Bulbo tree. I think it gives you 3 or 4 seeds on the last whack when it breaks, but it's not infinite. This guy is, because you're just eating the fruit that it bears. These guys, like I said, as long as you... We have plenty. Just make sure you have 4 slots. So when you're ready to eat, whack 1, pick 3, eat 3, and then plant the 4 back. You just keep doing that with each pot. There you go. Two of them brought us completely back to health. So now we'll have if we need more sooner, we'll have these 2 ready while these are growing. But the most I've ever needed was 4. Ow. Shoot. I bumped the button. I'll show you why I did that. See, these are a 2x2. If you plant the full melon in this pot, you can only plant 1 melon. But if you plant seeds, you can plant 4 seeds instead. And there's absolutely nothing you can do with these. You can't cure them. If you put them in a locker, they'll spoil. So, is what it is. But I think they are probably the best food source available to you. All right, that's what I think has this portion of the base built. I think I'm going to work on my station. I think did we empty this out? Oh, we gotta get this guy going. We gotta build a bed outside. I almost forgot them guys. It was dumb. I should have deconstructed that counter while I was there. Okay. And here, ladies and gentlemen, is why I built this platform right off of the bed here. is for this guy right over here. Outdoor and outdoor grow beds. So we're gonna throw this guy down here. Oops, down. Put him right all the way out here. And I'm going to remove
Farming
these solar
alien
panels
plants is a proven survival strategy.
from here.
Sherman Helensky survived 47 months on
And
healthy,
I will
raw
move them
salad of
up
live
on
tree
top of
branches
the center
and
dome,
stagfruit.
which I have no intention right now of putting a second story on. If I put a second story on one, it will be that guy out there, and I'll most likely put a third story on that guy. I'm just going to tag it. I'm not going to actually build it. But that will be ultimately my bedroom in there. See how nice the windows make that room look. Okay. Anyway, those the solar panels I will move onto the roof of this building, which is exactly why I built this at the height that it is, so that the second story splits the water level. Otherwise, it's almost impossible to get on top of this dome to build here. However, I do not want to tear them apart right now because they are storing electricity. I mean, they're not generating any, but they're acting like batteries. And if I tear them down right now, sun won't recharge them. And when I build them back up there, I will have zero power in the base until morning, which means no air or anything in the base. So I'm going to wait till morning. Okay, so I'm going to take a hit here, and I'm going to... That's 4. 8. Okay. So I got 8 of those. And then I want... that's not tall enough for those. I don't have the deep shrooms yet. And then I'll build another bed for those guys later. They have to be in deeper water than this is. So, you know what? I'll go ahead and get a sample and I'll show you how it won't grow to full height. Come on, really? Pick up the fruit, please. Thank you. I know it hurt a little bit getting those mushrooms. However, the seeds I can now plant in here. Okay, and then we'll plant a creeper vine, and then we'll put in the gel sack, which is the whole gel sack, and then the seed for it. And now I can hit this gel sack 2 times and plant 2 more seeds of it. Because we're going to need lots of these gel sacks for aerogel building things, and it's just handy, you know, as far as the creep vine, you know, not have to go out and fight the sharks. You know, I normally will plant like 2 of them right outside my door, so that I'll have a row of the creep vines here.
Oxygen.
I usually have a row of the creep vines, and then the gel sacks, and then deep shrooms, and then later when I get blood kelp, I'll take the creep vine out of here and I'll build another bed with creepvine and blood kelp in it. And the blood kelp is used in another manufacturing item. Okay. I think that's all I want to construct today. Oh. Yeah. I don't really need a bioreactor here at all. I can't make aerogel yet because I need those gel sacks to grow. I guess I can show you the bulkhead. I need some rubber for that. So the external reinforcements require lithium, which not necessarily easiest to get to. I mean, I have plenty, so it's not a big deal. Really? The freaking fruit. I swear some of the hitboxes in this game are crazy. One note, you cannot build a second story on the moon pool. Yeah. Just saying. Don't bother. Okay, we need rubber. Have to go hunting for some more titanium because I'm running low on that. But not right now. What do I have? Probably enough. 3 titanium each. Empty. That's 1, 2, 3. All right. So now off this main junction, you know, it will build where these black joining walls are. And it won't do here because I've got that locker there. Actually, so there. So now it will build there. So you see anywhere where these black joining pieces are. Here. I'm confused why it's not letting me build there. It's really weird. Normally snaps to any one of those. I'm perplexed as hell. It goes there. I'm confused. It should be putting it right there. It should allow me to put one right there. That junction. And it should also let me put one there. And there. Okay, I'm at a loss. Okay, I guess we won't build them there. Anyway, so that added 3 to our base structure, even with the door open. And yes, you can leave the door open. So that's a way to add additional structure to the base and kind of compartmentalize some sections if you wish to. I mean, you can still put stuff on the walls in here if you wanted to. And you can take this out as well. I'm thoroughly perplexed as why it's not letting me put one here. Normally it goes into each one of those slots. Okay, I think that's it for today. I'm going to log out of Let's Play and go on a hunt for some lithium. I mean, not lithium, for some titanium. I got to rebuild my stockpile here. I've got to start stocking up if I'm ever going to get that Cyclops built. So I shall see you later. Thanks for watching.